Monday morning, 11:15, and as you guess, heading out with the trailers to do more barley coming in. Hang on, let's just get that off, better safe. New t-shirts, check them out. Oop, already got a monkey mark on it. Didn't take long, did it? Yeah, so new t-shirts. They're just been done by a local printing company which is up in Derby, which is where the honesty box is, so everything's kind of Derby at the moment. We're doing a grand job through there, and so yeah, they're nice, printed up on the back as well. Good, bit of publicity. Maybe I should start doing them as merch, and you guys can buy them as well. Yeah, so the plan this week is get this grain in, start sorting out some stuff which needed to go out, and I think it's going to rain again tomorrow, which is typical because it's supposed to be sports day for my youngest. On the pumpkin side of things, had a walk around at the weekend. There's some absolute whopper stuff kind of like this big already, which is amazing, really good. There is these ones which look a bit like courgettes, so I might have to harvest one of them and see if it is a courgette. But yeah, everything's kind of getting that way. Sunflowers absolutely starting to burst into life now. There must be 20 or 30 open, so we're going to hopefully get some of them up to the honesty box this week, and we'll just see where it goes from there. Obviously, whilst it's sunny, the combine's rolling today, so back on with moving trailers around and getting sorted. So I'll keep you along for the journey. Get sorted off behind us. Last week I said about the combine was running really slow over an area of the field, and I never actually went on to explain because I didn't know at the time why. So I did find out it was going so slow because there was grass had grown in the bottom. So basically, when the crop was sown last year, we then had quite a wet winter, which obviously knocked it back in some areas and stopped it growing. That then meant that weeds could get in and get established. We then went through nearly 7 weeks of sunny weather without any rain. So I've just got the combine obviously has a bit of stuff left in it because it's just pulled up next to us. So he has 3/4 of a tank in, so it's just going to empty that now, and then we'll put the trailer on the bottom headland. So what I was saying is the grass had chance to grow. Then when we had the 7 weeks without rain, that definitely like knocked off any crop which was growing and just allowed the weeds to get established. I'm just looking in this field here next to us, and that's pretty similar. So yeah, at which point, although the weeds have then been sprayed off, it's still all there, so the combine can't cut it as fast. So it's not like cutting the bottom of wheat, which are further apart. It's a constant kind of like thick sward of grass, which is obviously why mowers aren't really like combines. So that's why it was going so slow there. So I did find that out, and someone asked the question last week. So yeah, there's your answer. I've actually already disconnected the pipes off the back. Just drop down the gearbox. So I can just drop the trailer really quickly and then spin off and go get the next one. So it's not looking brilliant out here. Let's give you so as you can see, it's really short. Now that's the dry weather. The dry weather and the wet weather has stopped the length of the straw growing. The tall things which are stuck up, which you might be able to see, they're oats, I believe, wild oats most likely. So they're a weed. They're not supposed to be here. Just go drop this along here. There is not a big sward of straw coming out of this either. Oh, you're on I'm there we go. So we'll put this here. So obviously normally I'd have to hop out and do all the hosing and everything, but I don't. So we'll drop that one there. We won't drive into the crop, although it's or the ditch. Oh. Big machines these. Right, and then now back to the farm. We'll pick up another trailer, get that one emptied into the barn, and bring it back up here so it's ready to go again. I have got some stuff to mill. God. Wow. I have got some stuff to mill as well, so I think I'll be trying to do that in between various stuff. But I'm just coming out to the junction now, so I'm going to stop this and I'll see you later. So, I try not to do this, but this is a time for a rant about people overtaking tractors. Now, I'm doing 25 mile an hour. I have 10 ton-ish in the trailer. The trailer weighs around about 5 tons, 15 ton on there. The tractor weighs about 7 ton as well. Now, I'm just going up to weigh, and I will be able to tell you exactly what's in there if I'm not right. And the car has just decided to overtake me as I'm going up the road towards the Derby airfield, just as I'm approaching a corner. So, the car went round the outside, not spectacularly fast. It was a little Fiesta, straight into a blind corner. Now, had something been coming the other way, I'd have had to do an emergency stop. Now, the trailer has got brakes, and this trailer's got very good brakes. Most of our trailers have got good brakes, to be honest. So, but the car's actually currently still in front of me, so he hasn't achieved that much to have overtaken me, and now we're just poodling up through the industrial estate. It's not a unique occurrence. Quite often we get people doing silly overtakes. I've had people going to overtake just as I'm about to turn into the farm. So I've got the indicators on and they're going to go past me just as I'm kind of trying to slow down and turn across the road, and I've had to do some very sudden stops. So yes, rant over for now. We'll see where we're at there. An answer session, to be honest, because I'm now remembering all the things people have asked me about. So someone was asking me about how the gearbox works on this. Now, I'm not 100% sure how it actually works inside it, but basically we've got 16 gears in a straight line. We don't have 1 to 4 and then different ranges, so the gearbox is numbered 1 to 16. Now on the lever here, if you can see that, the big one there, that takes us into the lower 8 and the upper 8, so that gives us a low range and a high range. Inside each range there's then 2 power shifts, well, 2 ranges with 4 power shifts in each one. So a power shift, I believe, by correct termage, is something that you don't even have to lift off, you can just change between. Now, we don't need to lift off between those 2 ranges in that 8 either. I've just got to press the button in on the back of this gear stick. So I just press up and down. There's 2 buttons on this side, well there's a few buttons on this side, but there's 2 which do the gears. And they just move up and down seamlessly as I do it. There is a bit of a delay when you change between the ranges. So, like when you're hauling a trailer, you do definitely feel that change. Now, there is a switch here which I can put it into automatic. It's not in automatic now, I've left it in manual now. If I was going on a long distance, I probably would put it into auto, because it just makes it easier with junctions. Now, if I press that once, it stays in the 4 that I'm in, and it won't change out that 4 unless I ask it to by pressing these buttons, or press it again and then it stays in that range. So, like for the likes of when I'm hauling reduced feed, we haul down to Lancashire, although we haven't done that much this year. There's some pretty big steep hills, so I'll leave it as I go through town. So you've got to go through the middle of Ramsey. I'll leave it in just the top 4, because that's just easier than flat junctions to pull off from. No real worry, but you are hauling 12 ton and then the trailer as well, so you know you have a fair bit of weight on there. But as I get to the steep hills, it needs to come down into the lower thing. So although I've just said I'm not in auto, you'll have noticed I didn't actually change down at all to that junction there. It will come back itself. So as I slow down, and particularly as soon as I put my clutch down, it then drops back down to 13 from 16. So it's a bit confusing. I've got a screen there which tells me what I'm in. No, it doesn't. Sometimes, depending on what I'm doing, it'll tell me on the dashboard what I've got. So I basically got a selection of gears which run from about 0.2 of a mile an hour up to 25, 26 mile an hour, which is top speed. So that's 40k, 40 kilometers an hour, which is what tractors generally work in, but obviously we're here in Isle of Man working mile an hour, so I've set the dashboard to tell me mile an hour, particularly going past schools. The schools is 20 mile an hour. Now, if we're in a 30, I do not need to lift off. I can keep it flat chat all the way through there because I can't go that fast. Obviously, if it's busy, I probably wouldn't because there is a lot of weight here. You know, you don't want to be dangerous into driving. But then when the school zones are on, to pick up and drop off time, that's 20 mile an hour, so I just need to lift off slightly. We drive it on the road with it on the foot pedal. I do know some people who drive it on the hand throttle, but I find it feels safer for me because then you're driving it like a normal car. I can just lift off the pedal and it kills the power straight away. Obviously in a field you set it on the hand throttle because you don't want to be bouncing around. Or like on the end of the last video when I was doing the power harrowing, I had it set on the presets. So that's just on a button to control the engine revs relative to the PTO speed. So I'm probably really confused yet, so if you've got any questions, please don't be afraid to put them into the comments or drop us a message on Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, whatever. I don't know how you contact us through YouTube other than comments, but some of you lot are probably far more versed in it than me, so if you do have any questions, just please do let us know and I'll see if I can answer them either directly or what I tried to do, like the question we got last week about why the combine was slow, is I'll answer them directly and I'll try and cover them in the video as well, so you know what you're doing. But I'm going to stop talking, I'm going to carry on driving, I'm going to get this trailer emptied, which weighed out at 10.3 tonne, so 10.3 tonne of lovely barley from these fields just here. So I've just tipped one trailer onto the floor in here, so that's what 10 tonne of barley looks like. You see how big the trailers are? Just before the tailgate shuts. So yeah, that's 10 tonne of barley. That's not what's been harvested today. I just needed the trailer empty, and unfortunately the bay that I was planning to put the stuff in, can do that one-handed, yay! The bay that I was planning to put all this in has just had 6 tonne a week put in it, which we're milling for someone. So unfortunately we're now putting it in here, and then I'll just move it from here up. But I think we might have to dry this. It's I think it's coming off a bit wet, so we'll just take it via the dryer when we do that. But yeah, so big pile, 10 tonne. Good evening. It's Monday evening and it is hang on. Yeah, dog. It is 9:45 on Monday evening. Sorry, I'm holding the phone with the hand. Now, just thought, let me just try and get the light to, no, it won't do it. That sunset is actually absolutely epic. Not that it looks it on the camera, it kind of looks a bit wishy-washy on there. So, yeah, back down for a quick look over everything, just seeing what's going on. It's fairly late, so there's not really going to be an awful lot to see. It looks a lot lighter on the camera than it actually is here. But I was just reading, well, I was just listening to the news report of the volcano, which has just erupted again in Iceland. And that, when I saw that sunset, had me wondering if it was a big explosive eruption, which obviously puts soot into the air, and then we do get very big red sunsets. But it hasn't, so that looks a bit better over there. But no, it's another oozy one. So a big eruption by all chance, 10 times the volume of last year's. So it's going to be interesting to follow that. But yeah, so in other news, a bit more local, Maple, the dog's trying to trample on all the the straw, which is just an absolute nightmare. We have sunflowers well and truly growing, and dog just tries to wipe me out. She's very helpful. We came down on Sunday, did me and my boys, and there was a pumpkin about the same size as my eldest son's head, which is quite impressive. Not that he's got a big head, but that the pumpkins have grown up that big already. So there's a bit of all sorts, you know, you can kind of see all those darker green plants are all the pumpkin plants. Now, again, the colours washed out. I think the phone's actually got a break on it, so it is on its way out. I have been doing all the last video on the GoPro, but the GoPro is currently still in the tractor, which I was just using earlier. So didn't bring it out of there, so we're back on the phone. So yeah, I'm gonna have a walk around and check out my sunflowers, which you might be able to see in the background, just in the background behind me. There's quite a few open now, so they should hopefully be going up for sale. I've just sorted out some galvanised buckets, which hopefully by the time this gets posted should be here. So they're due to arrive on Friday, and then at that point we can make them look nice and get them into places. And then from there into people's homes. So yeah, not really much more to say. So yeah, we'll see you tomorrow. Good morning. It is Thursday morning, and we have a bit of a confusing situation. So, came down this morning, and the lid off the rain gauge is missing. Now, it's been a bit windy, but I didn't think it'd be windy enough to have blown that off, and I literally cannot see it anywhere. Now, the trouble is, it's black and does look a little mucky, so it's probably going to blend in quite well, but yeah, I might have to wait till the ground's dry and then I might be able to see it, but I have not got a clue where it is. Who knows? So anyway, whilst I kind of wander around and try and have a look for that, I'll try and explain where we're at today. So sunflowers are being harvested, sunflowers are being delivered, so they're there. We're already getting them up to the honesty box. I took 10 up on, was it Monday? I think Monday. I've just took another 10 up today because all them first 10 had gone. There's beetroot. He's coming. It's a little bit small, but it's growing. Where are we next? What are these ones? These look like a radish. No, they're not a radish. So a carrot. Could be a carrot. I didn't know there was carrots in that row, but radishes are still looking like they're being ravished by something. So not sure what that is, but it's a decent looking row, but we'll have to just see what comes from them, because obviously everything's growing in together. We've got rocket growing here, so I'm quite looking forward to the rocket getting a bit bigger, but you can see the line all the way up, and you can see another line there on that run, this row, there we go, and in between them is spring onions, which I have seen some. There we go, that's a spring onion. Spring onions are what are called a monocotyledon, so they lead with one leaf, because that's obviously how they grow. Onions are the same. See, I really need to be at that end. I've done the same again. I can never remember which row's which. The Brussels sprouts that I put in when I re-drilled the... Oh, sorry. You've got the sun in your eyes. That's probably a bit better for you. They are coming up. They're quite a bit lower than I'd have wanted, but we're just going to have to see. Something might happen with them. It might not. The ones down at the ends on these rows are looking really good. They're kind of up to a foot tall. but just look at the sunflowers. So a couple of them are looking a little bit rough on the edges, just because we've had quite a lot of rain and some rough weather. So I will just show you an example on this one here. Oh, with a beautiful bumblebee. So you can just see just around the edges, some of the petals are just looking a bit heavy. Just watch that bumblebee doing its thing. To do a YouTube video of that, so just putting a nice shot up of the bumblebee enjoying a lovely bed of flower. Look, got more of them here. So loads of life here. Look at them two there. Oh, one's missed there, it's stuck under the petals. No, so just saying, look, it's absolutely fantastic, and you know there's still thousands more to open, so it's just going to start looking better and better as the time goes on. So yeah, that's about where we're at. I'll wander down and have a look at the pumpkins. I'll see you in a second. Found it. So I'm not quite sure how it got all that way. It's a bit mucky. So it was over in the ridges over there. Just give it a clean up on the old shorts. There we go. Done. Back on. Right. To the pumpkins. So the experimental sunflowers, I don't think they're actually going to achieve anything. But pumpkin wise, we've got yellow ones, stripy ones, more stripy ones. Let me find a different variety here. Oh, these leaves are really cool. Oh, I've been meaning to take a photo of that plant. Look at them leaves. They're absolutely wicked. So these area is the new seed, the bought-in seed. So I think these are slightly behind the kept back seed, which is really interesting to see because I don't know why they would be. They all got planted at the same time. Whoa, look at this one. So there we go. Look at that. There's an absolute whopper. Now, for all you people who know about pumpkins and how they grow, is it worth putting them on straw or not? I don't know. I did last year, but obviously there is a heck of a lot this year. You know, last year we had 550, I think it was, at total count, and to be honest, not all of those were on straw. Most were. Whereas this year we should be up in the thousands. But it's like, look at this plant here. So this one, these are growing big white pumpkins. Now, well, white at the moment, and a potato. That is an absolutely awesome size, is that one. So this is the Giga Pumpkin plant, the massive one. There is loads. What? God, the more that I look, the more that I see. Look at that. Yeah, so absolutely tons of them. It really does give you a smiling, happy feeling walking around looking at the pumpkins. You know, every one of these big plants that I look into, there is at least 2 or 3 pumpkins, and I still get a surprise from seeing that one. Obviously that's the boy, that is not a pumpkin. Another one of these big spready plants, another one there. Yeah, it's doing really well. Could just do with the weeds to ease off a bit to allow the plants to get established. I'm doing my best with the weeding, but to be honest, you seem like you're never getting anywhere with it, because by the time you've cleared one area, another area's popped up. My little wildflower meadow area, very little, down here is looking stunning. So I am hoping next year to do a much bigger area. possibly quite a bit of this area to put it into the rotation, and I'll try and leave it for 2 years and then we'll come back and sow into it. But just look at the colour along there, there's all sorts happening. There's a Brussels sprout in it as well. So that seed has got all the way from over there to here somehow. This area has sunflowers in it as well, which came as part of the mix. It's going to be really interesting to see what they come up like. Interestingly, the mix which is growing at the client's house, which I've posted pictures of, has a few different plants in to this that we don't have in this area, which is funny because it was the same box. But then I think we've got more stuff like this growing, which they don't. So obviously there must have been a slight difference maybe at the bottom of the box. I did theirs first and then grew here. I did sow some of the seed somewhere else at another client's house, but I tried to sow that through some pre-existing grass and I think it got outcompeted, to be honest. There wasn't much sign of it when I had a look. But everything is looking pretty healthy. We've still got a few big gaps, but they're not going to fill in now. I am sure something is eating my parsnips, but you know, we've still got quite a lot, so we don't have to worry too much. Ooh, carrot there, that'll be ready to harvest. Yeah, and speaking of carrots, the carrots should be doing grand over there, and hopefully we'll be getting them out to up to the guardhouse in the coming days. Ooh. This is an interesting looking one. Look at that type. So this one is so this is a gourd, is this one, which produces I think they're called monk's head. So they've got like a ring around them, if I remember rightly. I should really find all the varieties that are put in. Vegetable, no, this is not vegetables, this is salad. Salad wise, lettuce is looking good. The new stuff is growing on okay. Still got this funny thing on these. I'm not sure what that is. Spinach, I'll be doing some of that up as baby leaf. Tomato plants, not really going to do anything, I don't think, but I didn't think they were. I just had them spare, so they went in. I did say I would tell you what we planted last week. Now, I am actually stood at the wrong end of the field because we planted it all the way over there. So I'll tell you and I'll try and show you. I've put more peas and some beans in, and I also picked up a couple of boxes of flowers, bulbs, which we're going to put in hopefully for next year. So we'll just see what comes from them. They were cheap, and I couldn't really say no, they were that cheap. So we'll see if anything comes from them. But this is all looking good. Obviously you've just seen it up there, you've already seen the sunflowers, at which point it's now just gone 9 o'clock. I need to go do some work. Got to get on with some milling and go get myself dusty. Update on the lawnmower, I think the gearbox has died unfortunately, so it's now getting limped to do any job. The cost of the gearbox is quite expensive, so to replace, so I'm not sure if I'm going to replace it, but also buying a new mower is very expensive, which is something I don't want to do neither. So just kind of a bit up in the air at the moment about that. I'm going to see if I can take the gearbox off, drain the oil out of it and have a look. It is something which is apparently sealed for life, but is anything truly sealed when you've got hammers and drills and chisels and stuff? So we'll find out. If it's goosed anyway, no harm in having a look, and I might see if I could try and find another cheap Countax mower, which I can take the gearbox off. So yes, that's where we're at. See you later. Morning. I said I was going to do a quick update on the pumpkins. So we've got quite a few of the Harlequin styles coming. They're off a relatively small plant. I just go down here. So everything looks great. Just been doing a video on YouTube life of trying to manage social media, eh? Social media, YouTube. Good afternoon, and I'm just having a dinner break, so I just thought I would come and show you the lovely glen that is Glenmere. So this is just down on the west coast, so I'm going to go down to that bridge and I'll show you from down there. But yeah, this is down on the west coast of the island, so I've got two jobs that I do here every other week, one in the bottom of the valley and one in the top. So just thought I'd pop down here and give you a show of this. Let's go down these steps. Here runs from the back of South Brule Mountain and starts as a valley and then just gets, ooh, that's a fresh landslide. That wasn't there last time I came down here. Progressively gets a bit steeper and more severe until it drops down into this gorge section. Now this is just outside the village of Glenmere, and then this then heads all the way down to the sea. So this stream literally comes out onto the beach down at Glenmere Beach, which is probably about a mile, 3/4 of a mile, maybe a mile and a half that direction. So on this, in kind of like history, this was a big Victorian area. Well, the whole island was a big Victorian tourist area. So a lot of these glens became massive tourist attractions in the Victorian era, with paths and railings, and there is places where you can still see the original railings. I don't know if there's much down here, but there are also quite a lot of industry. So further up the way, it comes into Glen Rushen, where there was at least 4 mines working on the hills above the river. And further down here there is the old workings of a mine as well. A lot of these were lead, silver, copper, zinc mines, and yeah, there's a lot of history available on them. You can find it online. I like to have a look at it, really interesting. But I just thought this would be something cool for you to see, a bit of a break from standing in a field full of soil and pumpkins, you know. Beautiful. Obviously we've had a bit of rain, but not a lot, so there's not a lot of water coming down here, and we are in the middle of summer. In the middle of winter, that whole slot there is full of water coming down. It gets absolutely crazy. It's really interesting to see the differences. Now you can scramble. That. There's just something down there. I'm just going to go have a look. You can scramble up these glens and stuff like that, but don't do it too much. This one, you come up to here and then play in the waterfalls. I have swam in the bottom of that waterfall when I've took part in a adventure race which came up to here. So a bit of all sorts going on. Better get back to work. See you later. In the process of going back up the lots of stairs to the top, but down in the bottom spotted a drone had crashed or been left there. Now it does look like it's still got its SD card in, so I'll see if I can pull the footage off, find out through the power of Facebook who it owns to, and get it back to them. Well, it's the end of another week and just doing the last load of veg. It's Saturday, so just bringing this stuff up. Just been up to the guardhouse and delivered there. Bit of all sorts in here. Still got sunflowers there as well, so I'm just going to put this stuff in. Love a bunch of little baby carrots. These are so sweet. It's awesome. So I'll get these into here and then I'll do a quick video for the social media, and then we'll get on with it. Just got to make a list of what I just dropped off. So, sunflower's still looking good. There's actually a bumblebee on it, so Quick bit of a social video and then we're good. I'll let you watch that if you want. I will when the camera works. There we go. Morning, how you doing? Saturday, just done the drop off, a bit of a refresh. Plenty of stuff in there. Here we got one bunch, super sweet, lovely carrots. They just need a wash and get them eaten. Large potatoes if you want them, bigger ones in them bags, smaller ones in the other bags in here. Still got plenty on the sunflowers, they've just been replenished, looking great. Bumblebees loving them. And of course, eggs are plenty and honey to be had as well. Get yourself up here, get yourself down to the guardhouse, have a great weekend. The guardhouse is smelling fantastic when I've just dropped there. And yeah, we'll see you next week. Enjoy your time. So there we go, that's what my life consists of. So yeah, thank you so much for watching this week. That's it, I'm not going to be doing any more videos, I won't do any extra ones. So thank you very much, have a great week, and I'll see you next week. Take care.